We're just out exploring while we go for a little walk. Been driving for quite a while. Looks like the water used to come up to here. We got some pretty heavy duty docking type retaining wall here or something. Boats would come up here or something, I don't know. But you can see here, I don't know if you can see or not, they still got the logs in the water, and they're still using the water to transport logs, I believe. Down here, and that's the Shuswap here in BC's interior. That's kind of cool. Still bring the logs in the water. And it looks like that guy there plucks them out of the water. Maybe? I don't know. It's fun to assume. But it probably used to be more thriving than it is now. But it's kind of cool. They're still using the water to transport some logs. So look at all that. I'm down here in, where am I here? Paddleboard, BC. Nope. No. Kayak. No. Canoe. Canoe, BC. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep, canoe. Paddleboard. Canoe, BC. And as you can see, I don't know if you can look behind me. They make plywood here. So that's kind of cool. Most of the places I go, they make toothpicks, but here they make the sheets of plywood, so that's kind of neat. Kind of snuck in here. It looks like everybody's on a coffee break, but there was one of them signs at the front that said no tree passing, but I can't speak French, so I don't know what it means. But yeah, pretty cool. We're on our way to the coast. We're on our way to the coast. Got freight at the port, freight at the docks we got to pick up. Customers in Alberta want it. Doesn't matter how tough it is to get out to the coast, they don't care. They need their stuff back in Alberta. So you know what? We want to keep our Alberta going, our Alberta economy going, so we'll go get it. But I'll show you what I got on the back of my truck once we get back over there. I should almost bring a skateboard or something. I don't mind walking to something, but it's always the walk back there. You're like, I gotta walk back. What? Alright, let's give her a go. Don't trip now. Don't trip now. Well, no heart attack, and we made it back here to the truck. I didn't get mugged or nothing, so that's too bad. You know, I like the attention once in a while. But yeah, here we go. Full load of canoe doors, since how we are in canoe. We got a full load of canoe doors. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you got to do this stuff. It's a little far to the coast from Alberta. But you can't just sit around going, oh, I got nothing to do, got no loads to go, blah, 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 blah. Well, maybe that's just me. That's what I sound like. Getting to blubbering. Highway's busy. We just, hey, you gotta keep the freight moving. Keep the freight moving. So we'll lift up an axle. I leave two down because I got the braking power, right? You're gonna need the braking power coming through the mountains. Pick up the one and just mosey. Where we're going to save money on here is definitely in the fuel mileage, for sure. And the time. Right? What? Oh, that's right. I locked it. I thought it was going to be that time where the handle snapped on me. And I couldn't get in. Anybody that knows, you know. Come on, Gilbert. Back in the saddle again. Hey, this trucking thing, you know, lots of guys have said, yeah, we've seen it go up and down and all that, but you know, this might be a little different. These days might be a little different than what everybody's noticed before. But you just gotta keep on persevering, you know what I mean? Don't ask me to spell that. Keep on persevering. Persevering, yes sir. Keep on trucking. You know, that's a good slogan. The guy should use that once in a while. Well, I think I almost got her fixed here. We have these cameras, right? And luckily this one's just an out-facing camera. I don't have anybody yipping at me about my seat belt or anything like that. But I have tried all sorts of stuff to hold it on here. I've got two-sided tape. I've got Velcro here. I've got two-sided tape again. I've tried other stuff. And it just won't stay up there. With all the heat and everything, it just keeps falling off. So this trip we're going with the Saskatchewan Chrome. And so far it's held it on there pretty good. I got to beef up the bottom here, but it's doing not too bad. You need these things, and actually they come in handy because accidents and whatever else, right? But the other day I was coming back. Where the heck was I? Coming back empty last week or something, and a mama deer ran right out, right? And I was able to, but then so I cleared mom, and I could tell that it's amazing what you can do in a split second and what you see. I saw mom coming out of the corner of my eye. I saw she had a little sidekick that was trailing behind her. But the sidekick was about 12 feet, 15 feet behind her. So mom went by, and I just caught the little fella behind her. So I was able to chase mom off the road this way. But unfortunately I couldn't, and I tried stopping. But I'm at highway speed. I'm not going to stop. I had traffic behind me too. I didn't have a load on. Had the wheels up. Veer over, miss mom. But then it's tough to see. I was hoping I didn't nail Bambi in the back there, but I pulled off. I didn't feel nothing. And I was able to pull off the road there about half a click up. Go out and check. No damage on the trailer, but because I had the wheels up, you could see something hit against the front wheel. Because all the dirt, like all the dust was, you can see something hit it. The wheels head on, right? And then you don't see anything else, no other schmag until you get to the back. And I got my mud flaps that hang down low. And there's blood and guts all over them mud flaps. So I'm thinking the little fella got hit by my front tires down, and then I rolled over him with the back axle, and then I think the cars behind it, because they were following us too close, way too close. So I saw them, they were zooping all over the place once I went over. Of course none of them stopped to check their car, no, let's just run over something and keep driving. Well, I don't see any lights come on, and clunk and clunk and clunk, and I'll just keep driving. No, you gotta stop and make sure that everything's okay. So then, yeah, just a bunch of blood and guts on the back of the trailer. So I couldn't miss them. I tried. I'll see if I can show the video here. But that's why the camera comes in handy, because you make a maneuver like that and hit the brakes that hard, and then this E-log here shows a bleep. You had a incident. Some kind, heavy brake, you had an accident or something. What's the wording? You know what I'm talking about. You had a near-miss incident. And all it's reading is my brakes and my hard braking, I think, because it can't tell if you... Maybe it can, I don't know. So then it automatically flags a code, and you get an email, and then the office gets an email. But I wanted to see if we could see little Bambi on there, and so she sent me the email or the video. So I'll see if I can upload it here. But it's a terrible video because my camera had fallen, and it's on an angle like this, so it's terrible. So I'm like, what good is that? And then this morning, right, I don't even look at the thing. I don't even notice it's here, right? This morning, I'm not even a mile from the house. I'm on the highway speed. I'm cooking her. I'm going to get an oil change this morning, and then out the door to the coast, right? I'm cooking on her. Mile from the house, big elk. Ooh. Comes right past me. Right in the middle of the road, and as soon as they get on the road, they're like, hey, this is cool, like, they don't realize that the pumpkin's coming. Honk, honk, I want the horn, I'm like, holy shit, and the thing goes, holy shit, and it starts trying to run, and it's slipping and sliding as it's going, and I'm like, hitting the brakes, and, I'm trying to slow down, but not lock them up, you know what I mean? Elk went by, no problem. But I'm like, oh, man. That was a beautiful animal. Its head was right here. Literally. I'm going past this thing. Its shoulders were at my hood height. It was a massive animal. And its head was like... I would have hit her square on. I would have been... The pumpkin, we would have had pie with her. That's about all we... give me some whipped cream, because that's all this pumpkin would be good for, was some pie. Man, it was close. But it was... but I saw it, right? So we were able to stop. It would have been nice to see the video. I go over to look at the camera. The fucking thing had fallen down, and now it didn't get nothing. So I pulled over, started taping her up. Now I got this monstrosity in front of me, like. And of course, this camera, they don't make it so you can put it on your dash, because the lens only goes at certain angles. So it's got to be on the windshield so you can... So I got to figure out something. Anybody else have a good idea? Right apart from just crazy gluing it to the window, but I guess a guy could do that. But I go through windshields so fast, so much, I'd be constantly scraping that off and re-gluing it, but hey... Maybe that's what a guy should do. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to go get that glue. The stuff with the knuckle dragger guy there. What's that guy? Gorilla glue. We'll go get some of that. Okay, enough chatting. I got some miles to make, man. Whew. Got some miles to make. It started. So we're still working. Let's go. So they're all getting a line there. They're all obviously going in for a safety meeting this morning. So what'll happen is somebody will come running around in a pickup truck and check our paperwork. And then each pickup truck has a forklift that follows them. And they go around the whole yard loading trucks all day. That's how it works. Well, you can still see some smoke from that fire there. She crossed the road pretty good. But she did a number on the forest here. Look at it coming up here. That hill is just charred. Look at this, green right to char. Yeah, that was a couple videos ago that I came through here, that fire was coming through. you hop the road, yeah, moves pretty fast. It's amazing how there's still some green trees. Here's what we got. We got some beam off the docks. Some big thick stuff here. Look at that. And it is from Korea. Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. As you can see, we're hanging off the back end. We got 63,000 pounds of it. I didn't get them to load it far enough back. We were a little heavy up front here. So I had to slide my fifth wheel all the way up. Put some weight on the steers. We were a little heavy here. But we still got room there, eh? Hauled a lot of pipe and stuff, long stuff in my day, and I found for most trucks, if you're at least 16 inches away from the cab, she'll clear when you're turning, twisting and turning. Back when I started, I worked for Boots Transport back when I learned how to drive, and they had some 48-foot trailers, and we would haul 60-foot pipe and squares and rectangles on it. It was amazing. There were cab overs to start, but for the first 6 months to a year, so you can imagine. So the cab over, let's just say his fifth wheel was back here, right there, and his tires are here. We had sometimes like 8 feet off the front end. It worked pretty cool. It worked pretty cool. Alright, we're gonna go deliver this tomorrow and see what's next. Hopefully something. Yep, talk about perseverance. You guys think you got it tough now. Try starting a trucking company, buying an existing one that comes with some trailers and 2 trucks, and in the first 2 weeks of you owning it, one of the trucks burns down on the highway with a load of pipe on it. Or it was within a month or something, I don't know. Figure that one out. What would you do? One day we're going to have an interview with that fella, and he'll tell us the whole story. Fancy. What size are these things? Huh. 315s. Those are nice steer tires. Huh. Very nice. We're here because we have an issue. We got a big something in here. We picked up somewhere along our travels this morning. I kicked the tires and she's low. As you can see, it's been riding on the sidewall a little bit. A little low. Got a big chunk of something in there. We gotta go get fixed. Well, we got to replace that tire. Here's what happened to that monstrosity here. It lasted about a day. It came off yesterday. So we will figure out a new way of holding that camera on. That black strip is Velcro, so I gotta figure out I'll just glue the Velcro to that, and we'll try that again. We'll see. I had to replace that tire. The hole in it was just too big. They didn't want to put a patch on it, and the treads were wearing out pretty good. Like, she's done. Like, I'm trying to get another 2-3 weeks out of them, you know, because I got some new ones waiting for me. I was able to, well, I got a quote for 8 new drive tires for $3,000 Canadian. So that's pretty good. And then it's going to be less than that because, of course, in the quote, they always quote you valve stems. You know, like, if you don't tell them no valve stems, you go do changeovers, they just change them out. They don't, most places don't even tell you around here. The next thing you know, you got another $80 tacked on the bill because you changed 8 valve stems. Well, you don't need to. So that's my shtick now, as I go in and I go, yeah, I need to change over these drive tires. No valve stems now. I don't need them things. So I'm trying to hold out. So we got a similar tire with a similar tread depth. They had a used one sitting there, $200. Plus they charge you $52 to do a flat repair. So he charged me for the flat repair and then combined it into a changeover because they had to take my old tire off and put that one on. And then 10% for shop supplies, so $5 for shop supplies. So the $200 tire turned into $276, $8 or whatever, plus the grab and steel tax, you know, the GST. So luckily, most places they'll just try to sell you a new one, right? This guy came out, hey man, you know, your tire's NFG, otherwise known as not very good. So, and he came up with a suggestion. And he says, I got a used one here. Because I told him, I said, I want to patch this thing. Patch it as best you can. Because I want 2 weeks. 3 weeks maybe tops out of these tires. Before I buy some new ones. So he did. So, A1. Fountain Tire. They did well. Just watching there, the Ritchie Brothers auction is all done, and there's all sorts of weird equipment that they sell. They sell everything, and all sorts of it's flying by here. So they gotta clear it out because they got a new sale happening here in October. So they gotta clear it all out, get the new stuff in. Anyway, waiting on a call. We're all empty as you see, and we're just going to wait to see what's next and go with it. Whatever shows up, we'll do her. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.